Okay. So you can see the title. I don't know if it'll stay the same, but my working title is currently Wonderfully Perfect Design of Half-Life 2. And I'll be completely honest, you probably already know just how good it is, but I want to give you my heartfelt understanding and really just the love that I have for the what can only be described as the perfect game design so far. Half-Life 2 is probably one of the most perfect video games ever made. Like, literally, children can pick it up, figure it out in 2 seconds without endless tutorials and dialogue telling you what to do, how to do it. It doesn't treat you like an idiot. It's so perfectly designed that quite literally anyone can pick it up. And I mean that, anyone. Doesn't matter who it is. I bet your grandma could probably figure it out. She might just not have the reflexes to, play on normal difficulty, so they got easy difficulty. And an added bonus, it's just a great fucking game. If you obviously the design goes into it, and the story and everything that is in Half-Life goes into making it a good game. But the design is what gives it those bones to build off of. Just the wonderful understanding that the developers had of what players need and want from a video game. The combat is so amazingly gratifying and just perfect. Everything is so responsive and fluid. The story is amazing. It's so greatly written. You care so deeply about the characters and the people in the world, especially because the voice acting is so amazingly done. The dialogue's written so naturally, they feel like real people.
About that beer
Damn
I
it,
owe
Barney,
you.
I want to have a fucking beer with you. And the additional kind of random characters, like the citizens and things like that, are also perfectly written. They have so much personality for only having 2 voice actors to do, I think, most of the citizens and things like that. It's amazing. So much personality and so few actors. It's awesome. Not to mention just the pacing of how you see these people. It's not endless like a Bethesda game where it's just like you can hear the exact same actor playing a main character and playing some random peasant. With the added bonus that the game doesn't waste your time. It gets so boring after a while, but Half-Life is such a beautifully linear game. It has some side content, of course, but you never stray too far away from the main content. And it always drags you back in because everything adds on to each other. The bonus context, side stuff like little puzzlets or whatever, give you little bonuses or give you something neat to look at or do. But they're never far off from the main path that you're meant to take. And it always keeps you engaged. It's just constantly going. It's never super fast paced or anything like that. It's not going to turn off people that have bad reflexes necessarily. You can take your time, you can take it slow. Go at your own pace, and whatever pace that is, it works every time. And obviously you can probably tell I don't have many complaints, which is why this is just me, I guess, love dumping on this fucking game, man. Which I guess, thinking about it, one of my biggest issues is probably the canals. Those APC rockets are hard to predict. I don't know if that's just a time thing that I just don't understand, but I think I eventually understood. But by the time you do understand, you don't need to actually fight those or even avoid those rockets ever again. The canals are probably the worst part, but even then, that's an 8 out of 10 or maybe even a 7 out of 10 compared to the rest of the 10 out of the 10 game that you get. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. Obviously, if you're not into shooters, it might be hard to get into, but Half-Life 2 is more than just a shooter, man. As a great man once said, it's a physics-based puzzle shooter game. It's not just a shooter, it's so much more. And not to mention the amazing personality that the whole thing has with the additional cast of voice actors and story. Ugh, so great. I love it so much. I'm not even fucking amping it up for my voice recording or anything. I do just love it.
Yikes.
It's such a great game. It is one of the most perfect games ever made. Half-Life 2 has the simple addition, the simple, beautiful addition of physics. They're easily understandable, and they're perfectly implemented. Because it works how you think it would work. Things are heavy, so heavy thing puts a seesaw back, so you can jump off a wooden plank after putting some bricks down. Because it's so easy to understand, because it's child's play. But not to mention the amazing tools and guns that it gives you as an addition to the gravity gun. It gives you a little introduction into basic mechanics and shooting your way through the Metro Cops at the very beginning with your crowbar or just running away, all the way up to eventually getting the gravity gun. Oh yes, the gravity gun and the tools that you get, the weapons. You get your rocket launcher, your submachine gun, basic tools, your pistol, you have a revolver that's just slightly better but with limited ammo, which is a perfect way of using a revolver. Who gives a shit if it's realistic? It makes sense to me, it makes louder noise, sounds cooler, looks cooler, it does more damage. That works for me, man, that's all the explanation I need. Not to mention the classic shotgun rifles and things like that, and the alt-fire options for like the SMG or the AR-2, which is the rifle in the game. You get an energy orb that shoots out of that and it bounces all over the place, dissolving people. Beautiful. It's just fun. It's just so fun to play. With a beautiful reintegration of the crossbow from the first game, with an addition of the physics helping out the crossbow feel just awesome. The physics system with the gravity gun allows you to use the gravity gun as a weapon in its own right. Which, god damn it, the gravity gun is like the best weapon in the game. Not to mention just the staples of those weapons, those types of tools that you get. The rocket launcher that you can aim around and it tracks where you're going and things like that. You have your grenades that you can obviously use like grenades, but then these tools, these weapons are used to solve puzzles and do additional things that aren't just killing enemies. Toss a grenade in there. Because it is, at its heart, a physics-based puzzle game. Shooter, I mean, obviously it helps a lot, it's like half the game, but like, you can tell that they could probably make a game just based off of doing puzzles with the physics and things like that. Obviously it wouldn't be nearly as interesting, but they could do it. But with the addition of the shooting mechanics, it makes it a fantastic combination, that peanut butter and jelly combo, that makes it just a perfect storm of great ideas with a fantastic team behind it that knows exactly what, I hate to use the word, but they know exactly what gamers want. The iconic main staples of like every shooter game after it and before it, really. The revolver, the shotgun, the rifle, the SMG, it's just a perfect combination of tools that you have. You don't get overloaded with a bunch of random shit that all does the exact same thing. Every weapon has its own purpose. Like I said before, the game doesn't waste your time, and I believe that completely. There's no collectathon bullshit that you have to do. You can complete Half-Life 2, the base version, not the like additional episodes, but you can complete base Half-Life 2 in a day. You can. And I love games that you can just beat in an afternoon or in a day. Like, let's say you have a Saturday off or weekend or whatever, and you don't have anything else going on. You can complete Half-Life 2 in around 8 hours, or maybe even less, depending on how fast you really want to go. Even if it's like your first time playing through. It's not that long of a game, but it's so perfectly condensed and just delicious to eat, you know? It's not a fucking mile-long buffet of garbage that you don't want to eat half the time. It's a perfect meal. That's my food analogy for that. But you get what I mean. It's not wasting your time, it's not overloading you with bullshit. It's a perfectly designed meal from a fucking Michelin star chef, or Michelin star chefs, I should say, because it's a team effort. It's not that tiny little fancy fine dining bullshit. It's a solid, hearty meal, and it's so perfect. And the additional episodes you can also complete in the next day. Or if you have another weekend off, your next weekend. And episode 1 and 2 can be completed in a day as well. I think I completed mine in 6 hours or so. I love games that you can beat in an afternoon. I love them so much. I'm tired of having to constantly play the exact same game over, basically, which is just an open world collectathon with repetitive missions and progression. Like, oh, you get this gun, it's slightly better than this gun, or hey, do this outpost, it's the exact same thing but in a slightly different location. Which, I mean, is great if Far Cry 3 is the only game that did that, but every game does that. I'm not going to do a retrospective or anything like that. Like I said, you complete the fucking game in a day. Do it yourself or watch a 4-hour lore video or whatever you want to do. It's your time, not mine. I've already played the game, I'm just telling you how much I love it, and I want you to play it if you haven't. Because it is the perfect game. I may be gushing over it, maybe I'm just overly excited, and I'm trying to share that excitement with everybody, and that can sometimes turn people off. But please, if it's on sale, I mean, shit, I don't even think it's that expensive. But even if you can get it for like $5 or something, it'll probably be one of the best $5 games you've ever bought in your life. I played it originally on the orange box on my Xbox 360, and I still loved it. Because goddammit, I love video games. And Half-Life 2 is like one of the most definitive video games ever made. It deserves its Hall of Fame space next to like Pong or something. It's that definitive of a video game throughout the entire history. You can see the bones of other games poking out from what is Half-Life 2. There's so many beautiful aspects and things that come from Half-Life. Its weapons, characters, the implementation of everything into the game, the story, the animations, things like that just make it feel like such a real world. I feel more sympathy for the kind of clunky animation and characters than anything that's auto-generated lip-sync bullshit that happens. Or, you know, people that record their dialogue, all their dialogue in like 20 minutes reading off a list. Just, you know, no offense, Bethesda, but holy shit, it's like the worst way to do it. Please, put in just slightly more effort. You put some effort into directing these people and you get the amazing performances like the ones from Mike Shapiro, Robert Guillaume. I can't pronounce your name, I'm so sorry, man. He voices Dr. Eli Vance. Here you got Robert Culp, Louis Gossett Jr., Michelle Forbes, Merle Dandridge. You got Harry S. Robbins, who does a fantastic job and is the perfect voice for Isaac Kleiner. Jim French, Father Grigori, a beautiful, beautiful preacher with a shotgun. You have Ellen McLean, who is the background slash like overarching voice of the Combine, and then of course you have the citizens that are acted unfortunately by only 2 people, but they do such a fantastic job that you can't even tell most of the time that it is the exact same 2 people because everyone has so much personality in their own character that they almost feel like completely different people every time you run into the voices of John Patrick Lowry and Mary Kay Irvin. It makes the world feel alive. It's so amazing. And this is the time to mention, I think, please go watch the Half-Life 2 documentary that has Gabe and all of the original people that made Half-Life 2. Oh my god, I haven't even mentioned the amazing score and soundtrack and just the music and everything about the sound in Half-Life 2. The music by Kelly Bailey and everything like that, the sound design is perfect. It's wonderful. I can't say enough just how amazing the soundtrack is. I love it so much. It's so iconic. At least for me. But I put a lot of faith, or I put a lot of importance into music and sound design because I think it's one of your main senses apart from sight and touch. To me, it's almost more important than sight or touch because sound and music can make you feel so much compared to just seeing something. Because music can just reach into your soul, but that's just me, I guess. I don't know. I assume plenty of people have that same feeling. And then, I guess, the elephant in the room. It makes it so hard to see all this amazing work and design, and it just doesn't have a solid ending. Obviously, by far the largest complaint, if you can, I guess, separate out the amazing game from before, but if you reach that cliffhanger ending, and then there's just nothing. It disappoints me so much. Because it's such a perfect game. I don't want it to fall into the category of these unfinished early access games that get developed. I understand that it's technically not early access. But, it might as well be, because it's not finished, man. It's just not complete. And it's so depressing to see that kind of mark, that stain on Valve's reputation, that they didn't make it, man. I understand that maybe they had some creative block, or they just didn't feel that they couldn't do it justice. But I think it does so much injustice to the people that love the game for you just not to complete it. Now, I don't mean this as like a scathing remark or anything like that. Like I've said, I've absolutely padded this thing with just love bombing the fuck out of these people. But that's what makes me feel so passionate about the game just not being complete. And I think plenty of people, I know plenty of people, have had these feelings. But I think everyone just has to say them, man. Tell them to Valve, tell them to Gabe, to the team, to everybody. Please, just finish it. Please, it doesn't matter if it's perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Half-Life 2 is already perfect as it is. And goddammit, I know that you people can do it. You did it with Half-Life 1. You made Half-Life 2 an even better, greater game. And you've done so much great stuff since. You have Portal, Left 4 Dead, Dota, which I'm not personally a fan of, but I understand the work and effort that was put into it. Like, God, man, I know it's some narcissistic want or I don't know. But just the fact that they didn't complete it is so heart-wrenching. I know everyone knows that. But the fact that they know it as well, it's just, it hurts me so much. Because you can see so many early access games that get developed for years and years and years and years and years and never get finished. And Valve has that terrible stain of having an unfinished project on their lap. Whether they see it like that or not, the game is unfinished. The story is not finished. Like Half-Life 2 and the episodes, if you consider them all one game, Half-Life 2 is not a finished product. It's not. It doesn't have an end. It has a cliffhanger. It ends at Act 2, man, with the all is lost moment. And then it never breaks out of that. It never builds back up to a triumphant end, like a good story should. It just kind of pittered out. And I say that as someone that, obviously, I haven't had the time to feel that pain as long as some other people have, because I'm a young man. But I hope that, not just for me, of course, because I think other people deserve it more, but please, those people deserve the finished product, Valve. I can understand the disappointment and depression that people get of just not having a full game, man. And now that feeling fills the gaming industry nowadays. It's so disheartening. And they have the Half-Life Alyx stuff where they put a band-aid on it. It's like, hey, let's see, the story's still kind of going, and I hope they continue. But please, even if it's not Half-Life 3, it could be Dota 3 or Portal 3 or Left 4 Dead 3, which is an impossibility, I think, at this point. But please, I understand that you're releasing other things like your Steam machine and your VR headsets and your controllers and stuff, which is cool, I guess. But please, you fuckers would kill competition in a heartbeat. Not kill necessarily, but you would completely disrupt the apathy and laziness. Not to put down other hardworking studios, but they're being abused by publishers and greedy corporations that push them into making a product that makes only money. And I know Valve can make a product, whether or not it makes money. I know they can make a good goddamn fucking game.
Oh my god. No. No. Oh my god. No. Don't leave me.
On our species, instinct creates its own oppressors and bids us rise up against them. Instinct tells us that the unknown is a threat rather than an opportunity.